Inside out og utan ett hade jag.
Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the Swiss Cup 2018. We're here in the final, an all-Scandinavian matchup between Nicholas Edin from Sweden and Stefan Walstad from Norway. My name is Bastian Wies and the leads get us underway.
På en tunn fix är den okej. Kom igen. Bra så. Det är bra. Kom. Linja bra. Okej. Linja bra. Har plats. Okej.
Yeah, both these teams had to battle through quite some opponents to get here. Both teams eliminated the last Swiss teams in the last round in the semi-finals. Stefan Walstad won against Peter de Cruz, and Nicholas Edin beat Yannick Schwaller.
Är vita eller? Lite kort, lite utsida. Gärna bara frys. Måste gå. Gärna frys just. Kom igen. Nauter där. Okej. 14-3 på den. Lite insida.
So, no hesitation here to put some rocks in play. All four first rocks are still in play in region. Nicholas Edin in the red obviously has the hammer. Set up the corner guard and now tries to utilize it. Hit and roll behind.
Bra fart! Sten! Bra fart! Det är bra.
Rasmus Verana doesn't quite get the roll. And the chance for Stefan Walstad to roll right back to the center, which would definitely be more favorable for them. Of course, with that last drop, you try to keep the game in the center. This seems to be hanging wide a bit. Makes it past the guard. And also sticks right on the nose. So pretty much same situation, but we are in front of the T-line now. So Nicholas Edin doesn't mind going to the center to put some pressure on the opponent.
Lite hårdare. Gnutta hårdare. Lika långt är okej här. Bra. 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 Det var 90. Ja, det var 90. Okej. Ett miljö, kör där men. litt. Ja, vi kjører nok litt. Alternativet var at du skal plukke den tynt over her, men... Her. Ja. Kjem om du bare tapper den hit, så er det bra.
So it doesn't seem to be the curliest spot where they're playing right now.
Rent. Forsiktig, rent.
So now Stefan Walstad trying to cut down on the weight a bit. It's hanging wide again. Only curl enough for the rule. And that's unfortunate. It's out his own.
Den på någon sån. Känns som rundningen, va? Ja. Kommer väl lite kort så är den ändå användbar. Jag spelade en mjuk take där. Den fick faktiskt okej curl, men ser inte jättelätt ut heller. För lätt att komma runt. Jag spelar den där med en sarg. Ja. Hack, dryg hack. Ja. Tickar cornern ska man ju rulla in den. Är det så någonting eller? Ja, tror det är bra.
Oscar Eriksson asked to play the little bit more defensive shot. Come around, hit.
Ekis en. Ekis.
Then roll over to the center. Just makes you pass the guard, makes contact, but rolls very far.
Bra. Lite mjukare bara alltså. Lite mjukare eller lite tajtare. Är det sant för mig egentligen? Nej, jag ska kunna sopa en lite. Ralle kändes ju lite hårdare ut än andra också. Den blev tvålösa. Och så har lite marginal på bump här då. Sop på första. De är 11 blankt. Lite. Jag la en där. Så den låg aldrig på linan liksom. Och så bara mjuksättning. Och den passerar liksom mitt. En hacksar i fart. Passerar mitt på foten liksom. På träningen. Jag tänkte jag skulle få lite curl där ändå. Vill ha 7. Gör ni curl? Ja. Linja bra. Magnus. Ingen bounce. Japp. Hör. Lite. Jag spelar. Tack. Ja. Marginal i garden. Ingen bra. Sätta ner den. Rent. Yep.
It doesn't curl enough, so now there is a soft takeout opportunity for the Swedes. But this is curling too much and this will jam on the guard.
Jag kan spinna in den på slutet. Ja. Okay. Det är bra.
Also not a bad result. Definitely a good miss. So the center is all open. It's one of the main goals if you have a stroke, get yourself some access to the forefoot area in case you need to save something with your last stroke.
Ja, jag känner bara råka sätta ut en 2/3 smart där, kändes sådär. Ja, nu blev det lite för tjock om man tar det lite tunnare. Lite närmare skulle man fått in en till då, det blir lite känsligt för dem ändå.
Walstad trying to get rid of one of those red rocks. Lie 2 preferably, make it as difficult as possible for the Swedes to score 2.
Tror fan det är vi. Va? Det är tight, men...
Ja, jag kan inte se vilken skillnad, men det känns som att vicka lite dit ändå.
Ja. Vill... Ja. Försöka undvika att träffa den där i alla fall, så... Kör en 10 eller?
Ja.
Vicka kant eller?
Ja, jag gillar det. Så länge vi missar röd så kan vi ju nästan aldrig vicka för långt, även om de har frys så... De ska göra den perfekt. Får vi dra på ett i så fall. 10. Kanske hålla upp den lite grann. Ja, jag kan inte se. Det känns helt jämnt, så det är bara vicka en kant så de får undvika ryggen.
Wow,
Ja.
wow, wow, wow,
Rent.
wow, rent!
Wow. Med! Ja! Ja! Wow! Wow!
Oh, den är utanför kärn.
Nej. Sorry.
Fan.
Måste bara... Den är lite mjuk. Låg innan på fast, la den nästan på fast. Men jag fortfarande. Vill du få den? Ja. Samma väg. Ja. Det är så bra på sopa.
Sopa från fel håll, sopa från andra hållet så hade den varit ute. Eller direkt på 10. 2 tag.
Det är det nästa gång.
Marcus Hoiberg taking a good look with shot is second. So hit and roll to the left in front of the red to make it a bit more difficult to remove.
Japp! Hör!
Håller den. Tragen ligger kvar.
When this one is curling up, but works out just fine.
Den här är väl ganska bra. Sätter du chappen och den. Ja.
Så.
Okej.
Yeah, from this angle, it looks like
Ta mätningen i så fall.
red is probably better. Or yellow.
Chappen får vi ett på.
It's difficult to say.
What a sweep.
There would be maybe, well, it's definitely on the brink of possibility to play a double takeout.
Yep.
In any case,
And
Japp!
Nicholas
Whoa.
Edin
Whoa.
goes for the safer
Med.
option. Take a single.
Wow!
Ekis! Kalla hela vägen. Rent. Jag gissar att ni vill mäta. Ta 2 då.
So that's one.
Bring the stick.
Is it gonna be a second? And
Kanske skulle rullat av och fått
I
nollan.
think we'll see a measure.
Hit the hammer.
Vad tror du? Så det är så jävla mycket avstånd liksom.
Det är lättare att se under. Ska vi låta han göra det? Då går det åt helvete. Det blir 0 gubbar. Jag slår i båda stenarna.
Jag vågar fan inte ens gissa.
Vågar vi låta han mäta då? Åh jävlar! Fy fan vad man dunkar in i den. Nu är det gul. Helvete vad han drog på. Bara slog in stickan på den. It's definitely gonna be yellow now. No, can you see again? Can I do it?
Yeah, I can do it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So Oscar Eriksson doesn't trust the umpire. Wants to see again. And it stays a single for Nicholas Edin. His first in.
Vicka 1 centi, ska vicka 3 sten. När fan har det kölat? När han kölar liksom en halv sten från att gå in. Det finns en dragningar i de tejkarna. Mycket skrik på sop bakifrån. På tejken.
Linjen ser bra ut.
Jag ska försöka få den över.
Den är fortfarande vid om den är kort.
So since there only was a single, Nicholas Edin, he's looking for a center guard. Oh, this just makes it past the hog line. Of course, if it still touches the hog line, it will have to be removed from play. Stefan Walstad goes straight around it. Of course, this guard doesn't offer much cover, simply because it's so long. It will still, even if you pass it with some distance, there will be enough time to curl around it.
Hårt att få ut.
Rent. Ja, inte hårt. Rent. Rent. Ligger perfekt. Lite vik. Kör. Kom igen. Bra spel.
Har du 7 på håret?
Gillar ni att dra? Ut även. Ja. Jag kan gilla att slå. Elman! En! Hårdare! Hård! Och. Höga 10. Och. Ekes. Bra. Fint.
Nice hit and roll in.
Roll in.
Did you go for all or nothing in the bronze medal game? 7-0?
7-0.
7,000 for the winners?
Yeah.
Nothing for the losers?
And of course, on the sheet next door, or just adjacent to this one, We have Team Chevalier and Team De Cruz, the two Swiss teams that were eliminated in the semi-finals, playing the bronze medal game. I don't think there's actually medals, but it's still for some money that you can win. The winner of this matchup will get about 14,000 Swiss francs.
Chappen så är vi nästan bite T-line bakifrån liksom, bakom
Decent addition to the
Hela
season
chappen, veckan
budget.
ut är helt okej också. Lite mindre än förra.
Sätt upp kast och spara lite tid.
Igen.
Bara sarg! Lite mjuk. Trycker ut i alla fall, det är lugnt.
Fint. 12-2. Bra hack.
So far the Swedes are doing a very good job at removing the opposition. Stefan Walstad cannot get a foothold in the house.
Försiktigt rent. Rent. Var det rent? Japp. Japp. Håll. Go. Go. Japp, 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 japp. Spel. Den är 3 centi från att bajta en foten bakom.
4 kanske?
Topp.
Var lite mindre kanske.
Försiktigt igen. Gott om plats.
Känns lång.
Gott om plats. Bra linje.
Topp 10. Bra linje. Sitt. Nej. Fel.
It's a very good job, but there's still space for Marcus Højberg to draw on to. Will they make it past the first ray? Yes. Just nudges it a little bit. Nice shot in second.
Andra sten på frys eller?
Har vi linjen så kan man ju försöka nuddar vi den 3 centi så är den bättre, men vi måste ju upp på nästan chatt alltså. De gick här nu. Känns så, lägger vi frysen så är det rätt farligt för dem ändå.
Är dubbel på gula om man skjuter ner något?
Ja, dubbeln går.
Är det värt att skjuta garden eller?
Kan det vara? Får vi inte... Nej,
Det är en ganska kort skjutning.
Ja, jag är på.
Jag gillar inte hur det ligger. Det känns som vi tappar 3 ganska fort.
Lite räcka slagsten eller lite i vägen, men känns som att gå för den, va?
Ja. Och täcker vi kanske en dragning för dem i alla fall. Om jag vickar ut där.
Very good shot to open things up. Oskar Eriksson managing to free the center of the house a little bit. Of course, the shooter still remains, but on the other side of the center, so those two yellow rocks in the forefoot are now accessible.
Litt luft til linja går bra der da.
Ganska lite här kan man ju dra mot egen till och med nu. Ligger i garden och täcker det, som vi inte kan slå. Och även om de får... Och som en form. Ja. Lång skjutning alltså. Om han lagt en topp 12 så hade jag gillat den.
Kan han inte göra så mycket annat än att lägga garden igen va? Om jag missar skjutningen kan
han kan ju täppa lite grann. Vickar han in lite med den och han täpar lite där så är det ju inte lätt att... Ja. Om vi gör den då. Ja. Vi kan ju få ner den hit nu. Vad gör han då?
So there's just a spot for one more rock in there, I would think. You might even get shot if you're super precise. But it's super difficult to make that.
Vilken du anser var svårare? Även om, alltså så länge farten är någorlunda rätt, täppa lite grann här.
And if you ever miss it, you're not in a great spot. So I think they're deciding to go for the run back, and alternatively you open things up. Well, gets a move on, but just a tiny one. Doesn't really make the situation any better. Now, there's going to be another guard, I suppose. And if this succeeds, it'll probably have to be another long run back, double takeout. Of course, if anyone can make it in, it's Nicholas Edin. But not an ideal spot to be in.
Nuddar den här gulan hade varit tjock halv på den sidan. Ja, inte långt borta.
Jag tänkte på den sidan.
This rock just needs to plug the hole between those two rocks. The weight is not so important, but the direction. Just get you to the center line, it's perfect, yeah, just like that. Like that, you might even take away the run backs. So alternatively, throw around it all, put it on the pin. And make Stefan Walstad play a difficult shot. Has to succeed first, or you're looking at the 3 from the point of view of Nicholas Edin.
Bra linje. T-line, bra linje. Bra linje, sopa för T-line.
Sweepers are on
Riktigt
it.
bra linje.
Sweeping real hard.
Kom igen! In på en foten.
It's a little more. Just not enough. And that of course leaves the draw for 3. Can Stefan Walstad do it better? In for T-line.
Nej.
That would be perfect. I think in this situation it's very important that you do not think too much about the red rock at the back, or at the in the back 8 foot. Of course it's always nice if you have something that will stop you eventually, but if you're heavy on this rock you might go by everything, no matter whether you have a break or not. So
70 på den här, inte fram, jag hade aldrig lagt den på vårtan.
Även om man hade kunnat dragit där första också så hade de aldrig fått 3
but they're not even deciding to go for the draw. I'm sorry for that. Take it, they're playing.
Ligger väl ganska dåligt inför din när vi behöver skjuta en högvärd också.
Or is it a draw, or is it just a heavy draw? If only one spoke Norwegian.
Den där dragningen var ju riktigt svår med facit i hand kan jag tycka.
And I fear that's not going to be enough. But still, a 2 for Stefan Walstad and his team. Certainly a good result, making use of the hammer. So after 2 ends of play, here in the final of the Swiss Cup 2018, we're looking at a score of 2-1 for Stefan Walstad against Nicholas Edin.
Jag tror inte han hade inte med sopa i alla fall.
Meter eller hagline. Eller
det blev bara 2 va?
Vi hade ju backen också.
Certainly neither team is afraid to use some rocks. And we see already a center guard going up. Very often in this situation you could see just a draw to the top 4 foot, which would be the more defensive option, and let the opponent play, so to say.
Och därför jag gillar att dra på första när vi har backing också.
If you put up the center, the opponent already knows, okay, you're gonna put some pressure on him, but with a rock like that, of course, the field is free.
Med risken att tappa 4.
That's a very, very bad mistake. So now corner guard is going up.
Lite kort. Jag kan. Ta det lite lugnt. Runda utifrån. Rundan utifrån.
Gärna ha lite avslappning i år. Väldigt in och tänk på rutinen. Bara bra.
Another center guard.
Runda utifrån eller?
Try, I
Eller
would
slå.
say, as this is
Kan vi slå
going
faktiskt.
right in. Probably overcompensated a little bit there.
Eller slå vicka. Nej. Jag lägger dem i center. Ja.
So now hit and roll behind the corner guard. That's the consequence.
Bra fart. Lite åt det mjuka hållet. Lite mjuk.
Very well done. Might peek out a little bit on the outside. or quite a fair bit actually.
Clear. 11,5.
And you see Stefan Walstad after this unfortunate start to this end. There's no intention of
Inte hela I alla fall.
playing any risky games here. It will probably be a fairly defensive end from the Norwegian side. Try to get rid of whatever you can. Of course, due to the 5 rock rule, the guard was still off limits with this rock, so this guard could not have been removed. From now on, the free guard zone is finished, and you can remove any rock from play you like. With legal means, of course. So we see another hit and roll from Team Edin. Also rolls a bit further than probably hoped for.
Tjappa eller rundan här utifrån.
Tjapp!
11-0. Rent.
Okej, fart!
Rent. Bra.
So now, for the time being, this will be quite straightforward takeout game. Of course, if they should ever cross the T-line, so hit a rock and hit a rock again on the nose and again on the nose, and it will be possible to hit and roll again without having to risk of a freeze. So that's just probably the Swedish side is hoping for. That at some point they can make the crosshouse roll behind cover.
Rent.
Yep. Okay.
Another successful hit and stick, and I suppose there's going to be another. A little outside roll, I think, would be nice for Stefan Walstad. Just like that. So now the hit
Slå där ute, eller vill du dra? Slå.
behind the guard will be rather difficult.
Ja, ja. Ja!
So now it's Stefan Walstad's turn to hit and roll. Marcus Hoiberg holding the broom, Magnus Nedrykov and Magnus Wahlberg on the brush. Hits it again, slightly on the outside, not a disaster. So Nicholas Edin won't lose much time there and play for the blank in order to keep hammer.
Ja. Järnet! Hårt, 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 hårt.
Hits it quite thick, but if you throw it hard enough, there is just like the right beak and you won't leave the house. So your margin of error becomes quite big, as we can see here. Just manages to roll out, but that's enough. Task accomplished. Nobody asks how. So, and with this we're still at 2-1 after 3 ends. Looking at end number 4. I think the Swedes would like to score reduce in this one to get back the hammer in the even end, or to use the hammer in the even ends in order to keep it there for the future ends to come. Just in game planning, it's very nice if you have last stroke advantage. If you have last stroke advantage in the even ends, which would also mean that you have last stroke in the last end, which is also usually the decisive one, or at least you have a chance to save yourself to an extra. It's very team individual what the game plan would be, or what it would look like. But I think almost any team in any situation would like to score to a deuce here. Just to be up after half. Well, at least the commentator sounds interested. Let's not fire him. Well, I'm sorry if I did not sound too excited. Well, of course, this is a high elite team matchup, and sometimes in these games it's a bit of drag because the last end, for example, was basically hit after hit after hit, there is not really much to talk about. So you have to find something to make it interesting. It's not always easy. I do read the chat, so if you have any questions, please get them to me so we can all get through those periods where there's not too much to talk about. So Joshua, thank you for your feedback.
Skulle kunna prova runda någon utifrån.
Lite utsida.
Jag är det, tror jag. Wow.
Well, that is definitely more like it. Double take out there to clear the middle,
Okay.
and free up the shot rock. That's what we want to see. So the center guard will go right back up.
Helvete.
Samma andra. Hårdare. Upp! Hårt! Hårt! Bra.
Håll
Well, thank you on your feedback on the angles. Anyway, we will have a look at it, and I have to say, JF, you're absolutely right. Bigger is usually better, and this is exactly the case with those camera installations as well. So with this double takeout being successful, we get to come around, just curls a little bit too much.
Kan finnas en split här. Annars är det enda.
And that gives a chance for Niklas Edin to play a split into the house.
Ja. Den är lite mer än en framför bot. Tredjedel liksom. Behöver de gå bak 12, men bara
Make sure that you get multiple counters into the paint.
Ja. Så. Oh. Ner. Oh. Ja! Hårt!
Hard sweeping there at the end, and very nice outcome there. Lovely shot by Oskar Eriksson. And that does really put the pressure on the Norwegian team here. Both rocks are not easy to play at.
Nej. Satte väl den på en tredjedels träff.
So they are deciding to take some risks.
En och en halv sten. Dryg sten. En och en halv.
And come around it all. this shot really has to be perfect to be effective. They have also given very little ice, so it seems like it's not the swingiest of them all. The sweepers are hard on it, with a lot of directional sweeping. This is close to as good as it gets. This is pretty good, but it does peak out a little bit, so I think with a hack weight or board weight takeout, Oscar Eriksson will be able to remove this one. It's also what they're calling for.
Oh, 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 oh. Ekis. Ingen rull. Du var med.
Bara stanna.
Långt ner.
Ja, det är bra. Bra. Jag har skippat den första. Tänkte när den där gick in, jag tänkte då är det fan nästan bra.
Successful there, and I think now the Norwegians have to be a little bit careful, because there is already 3 Swedish rocks in-house. This always bears a risk of a big score. And mind, the Swedish team does have last rock advantage.
Man borde kunna dubbla också. Ska ändå frys nästan för att den inte ska gå och sticka den där och sida in.
Drar de den igen är väl fördelen för dem.
Ja, den är ingen gimme heller. Lite rakt så.
Well, this freeze has to be perfect again.
Kör.
And that's before is a very good result. But I think
jag gillar den. Även om jag clearar bort alltihop och
that the right hand,
Vill du lira clearing?
that the right hand red could be accessible. The one that's just at the front of the house, near Nicholas Edin's blue.
Normal eller något sånt där alltså man.
You don't need
Även
too
om den
much
nuddar
weight.
här så är det bra chans att den kanske stannar.
Hit about 2/3, maybe 3/4 of that. No, 2/3 I think would be fine.
Optimalt. Eller en lite tunnare. 60
Or
kanske.
3/4.
Kanske 60.
Halvträff,
You can get
träffar
rid
nog.
of that yellow one.
60
I might
ja.
not even lose a red.
2/3
And even if you
kanske
do,
gör
it's not a
den.
big deal.
Tunnare än 60 då kör.
So I really wonder what kind of weights they will play at this. Knowing Nicholas Edin, I wouldn't be too surprised if it was a rather quick one. But by the amount of ice they're giving, it looks like a rather slow pace takeout. We'll see in a second. Little push at the end. Sweepers are called off.
Nej. Nära. Japp.
Great shot there by Nicholas Edin. It's exactly how it has to be. Now, of course, the advantage for Nick Edin is that the rock he just promoted onto the yellow rock that left the house is that this rock that's stuck is now in front of the tee line, so it will be even more difficult to freeze to it in a manner where it will be efficient or effective, to be more precise. So you cannot overcurl at all.
skjuta för 3 eller?
Last rock
Stulen ettan, eller det var värt
for Stefan Walstad.
Så jävla svårt att generera
Trying to
poäng.
come down to this. Cannot be short, cannot be long. Has to be perfectly on point. Or this could be huge for the game.
Kör på våran.
And it looks a little long. Ooh, and it rolls open.
Mycket luft har man, en dess eller?
So it looks like a simple hit and stick for 4 for Niklas Edin.
Där eller på där.
And that of course would be huge.
Kan vi lira en 7 om du vill på chapp? Eller en 8, beror på vad du gillar. Vill du lira en mjuk så får du göra det också. Nej. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, rent. Wow, 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 wow. Rent. Bra. Ekis.
This looks like a controlled weight.
Slå ut den där då.
Curls up. Moves their own a little bit, but doesn't matter in the end. It's a big 4. And with that, it's a 5-2 advantage for Nick Edin in after half time.
Bra boys, bra kämpat.
Well, the Norwegians really have to plan something here for a comeback. Also on the neighboring sheet, the game for rank 3. Yannick Schwaller is taking quite a beating. 5-0. Peter de Cruz is leading him and his young squad. Bern versus Geneva.
Hans var 13-5 ut där. Var lite sop bak 4 där så.
Excuse me.
Den kommer kalla, det är lugnt. Topp 4. Kalla lite. Bara sitta. Bra satt.
So, and since I realized that Seb, you're not a moderator on this channel, obviously you're not, I just made you one because we need somebody to keep a look at things.
Bra sättning, det är klart. Du är inte hookad.
So please, do as you always do on YouTube, on the channels.
Rätt bra sättning för att ta koll.
You have my trust from watching you and knowing you.
Topp 8. Jag hade där! Ja, behöver fan rejält. Ja, försöker.
Hake! Bara fortsätta gå linje också då. Kom igen, få upp den bite-linjen i alla fall. Kom igen. Eller, i alla fall, det kanske inte ses. Ja, bra sop.
Jag längre sen då.
Samson Joshua. No, it's not Mario commentating. I think he's sitting somewhere in the tournament office. And my name is Bastian Weiss. I am sitting in some corner far away from the rink and only have the video. Unfortunately, yeah, he is Super Mario and he does do a splendid job of keeping alongside everybody else, keep this competition running. But for once, he's not on the mic. Maybe I can get him to come at some point. Come and join me for a chat.
Bra linje, bra linje, bra linje, bra linje. 8.
In i bot.
12. Bra linje. Gärna curla. Full 8. Bite 4. Ja, jag drar nu. Ja. Kom igen, kant nu. Kom igen. Ja, bra. Det är bra.
So, and thanks to the 5-rock rule here, we see 5 out of 5 rocks in play, even though Sweden is up 3. Before that change, he would have seen Rasmus Vrana with his first one blast guards wherever possible, I would think, just to get rid of some granite in front, lower the risk of getting a big house right back.
Kicka ut, okej också. Forcen vore nice så ligga kvar på 12-foten. Gillar du 11? Rent. Fart. Rent. Mycket bra. Rent. Gå lite på vilket. 11,5.
So far in this end, you can say the Norwegians have done quite a well job to get the game to the house, to make sure that there is always some
fick ju lite köll där i första omgången, men frågan om jag får det igen.
So när det är framför tid så
tickar vi den där lite löst så kan det bli helt okej
ready at all times,
måste de ändå rulla här. Gillar du det? Ja, gå i cornern så. Ja. Ja, den kommer lite grann faktiskt. Är det här någonstans? Ja. Känns så är det risk, kommer den upp på linan så kan den tracka så. Ja. Ja. Ta det försiktigt, sopa inte direkt. Ja. Ja. Upp! Hårt! Järnet!
Low taker.
Wow. Wow.
Ooh, this card is coming awfully close. Crush is on the guard. Now there is a chance for the Norwegians to come around this center guard and really put the pressure on Niklas Edin.
Ja, väldigt mjukslagt.
Lie too.
Riskerar att blaza där. Hoppas på att man håller den.
Looking from the game point of view, if you score 2 here as the Norwegian team, you're basically back in the game. Of course, you haven't quite caught up yet, but 1 difference is not as much as 3. It's an advantage for the Swedes. So you want to decrease the difference by as much as you can, and I think this setup they have right here gives them a good shot at use if this shot is long enough. Just comes up short in front of the rings. That's of course rather unfortunate, but still usable. As we've seen before, he can play nice splits, as Oskar Eriksson has shown us before. But that of course, there has to be fairly empty, or that all the opposing counters are not in a very good position.
Yep. Ingen vick.
Vi nästan så kommer hållet på slutet där. Nice.
Lite väl safe på första dagen.
Well, Seb, I'm glad you take your new job seriously, even though it's just a side thing for you, I guess, because on the World Curling channels you're probably way more active than here. And Joshua, thank you very much, but I think, as said, this is not quite TSN, and I think we're a long way from that. Not that we'll ever get there.
Den in i klykan, eller
skjuta den där. Ja. Missar du skjutningen så borde vi...
Ja, jag gillar den. Jag spelar okej på innan mitt också. Så. Ja.
Tror det.
Ja, jag gillar den. Skjuta rakt.
Rent. Wow. Rent. Japp.
This is just precision at its best. What a takeout weight and what a precision. And now this draw from before, which ended up a bit too short, could come in handy. Just raise it. Either just tap it back to the forefoot or play the hit. Just whatever you fancy more.
Nu rullar vi nog lite långt dit. Så bara smack. Bara rotera den sen 2 centimeter.
Think in this situation the tap would probably be the smarter call, because then they couldn't remove it. Or is this just how little ice they're giving, because it's not curling at all apparently. Yeah, he must have given that one a little swirl to the outside. And that is absolutely a lovely shot there. Well, seems the ice conditions are rather odd.
Kan jag lira den här då? Öppnar vi inte upp något? Hålet finns inte.
Där finns ju...
Han har ju, gaddar vi deras tap så kan han ju bara vicka in och han har ju stöd.
Technically he could probably be playing the exact same shot he just played once more. Just hammer the red one he threw with the last stroke. Hammer it right onto the yellow.
Jag vill inte få ut mer än 4 foten.
Nej. Jag spelar lite extra bara.
Ja. Jag tror en vanlig clearing räcker. 2/3, ut och sticka.
Of course, you can jam on that.
Smit alltså Chappar.
Whilst the in-off on the right-hand side is not easy, but maybe you have a bit better chance of pushing it far enough to push it to at least third position. So Nicholas Edin is going to use his own rock, redirect. He's going to use a lot of force again.
Nej.
Nothing from the sweepers.
Yep.
Just looking at it. And he makes it anyway. The sweepers gave up halfway through. This is crazy. What a lovely shot there. This must be kind of frustrating as an opponent. So now it's basically back to the same shot Stefan Walstad just played before.
Så, bara gled ner en bit. Backing på båda. Den är lite hård va? Dålig fartkoll.
Very nice shot there. Keeps the game, well, of course, a decent force for Nick Edin, but keeps the game not, well, still a bit closer than without this rock. So after 5, it's a score of 5-3 to the likes of Niklas Edin and the Swedish squad against the Norwegian team of Stefan Walstad here in the final at the 16th Swiss Cup in Basel, Switzerland. They've had a long tournament. Both teams started on Thursday at 5 o'clock in the evening. And for Nicholas Edin, this is their 7th game and their 3rd today. They took the easy road and won out the A road. Whilst for Stefan Walstad, they had to go through the B road. And this is their 9th game of the weekend.
Tar vi en etta så är det ganska bra favoriter. Skäl dem och då vi bara tar en etta i 7:e så kommer vi kunna få läge på 2 ändå också.
Läge ticka på uppkast.
Lite lös!
Genom.
Precis igenom.
So we're looking at the first tick shot or soft peel of the game. Nicely done. Kristoffer Sundgren already played 2 very nice tick shots in the last game. His team has gotten very good at playing these shots.
But we're favorites. Same for you.
So now the Norwegian team resorting to a tactic which you don't see very often. Corner guards without having hammer. Some of you might ask, what is wrong? Well, matter of fact is they need to work with something. They need to have something. They need to have some space to create a mistake. And if you're 2 down against Niklas Edin and you have only like 3 ends to go, you really need to, I suppose, try something different.
Visst, vi vill ju skicka garden så kanske, men Vi kan cleara den inifrån också, det ska väl inte vara något problem.
Which might as well work against you, but if you don't try, you don't need to play.
Känns som lite marginal här. Vad gillar du för is då? Så.
Skulle vilja gå för fort!
Gärna gå!
Gard!
Linjen öppnar upp för snedfrysen här.
Gard!
Jobba då. Jobba nära. Jobba nära.
Vill lägga upp en lätt dubbel eller? Här istället. Noll.
And this come around, or a freeze attempt, either of those would have been okay for Nicholas Edin. Did not work out, came up short, and now there is more space created for the Norwegians.
Oh, no, listen. Yeah. Better lucky than good.
They're deciding to go to the other side in order to really make sure that they have a lot of counters in play. They don't have to be necessarily good counters, but if you play against several of your opponent's rocks with your last, and you have to draw the forefoot against 5 or something like that, that is always a super tough task, even for a man of the caliber and experience like Edin.
65 kanske för att sätta den där. Halvträffen sitter där någonstans.
Nicholas Edin is saying, I'm having none of that. Let's open this all up. Let's try and get rid of those. Certainly a sensible decision. Don't need to take any risks at all. Even though the center was wide open, you don't need 100, well, several opposing stones in the house. Only adds pressure which you don't need, so you might as well remove everything you can. And now we're back to center guards.
Bäst vinkel så vi inte riskerar alldeles för tjock. Ja, scouta.
70 eller 60, 65 någonstans.
Slash. And for those of you watching in the chat, I am not quite sure, but if it was Mario or his brother, but it could be that the man who just walked into the door behind Stefan Walstad, that was Mario. So in case you wondered, I think it was him. I'm not entirely certain. I didn't see his face very well here from the camera. If not, then it was his brother. Close enough. Silvio, also very active here at the Swiss Cup. So keep an eye on the door, see if somebody comes out. Pampas, I am not commentating any other sports. I just do curling occasionally here in Switzerland when I'm around, mostly here in Basel.
Okay.
So now the yellows are really starting to pile up in this house.
som att försöka sticka
So
den.
straight back, run back would
Lättast sätt att få dubbeln och få ut liksom. Ja,
probably
ja.
resolve this
Det är ganska långt
duo
upp. Vi
on the
prövar
left hand
den så
side.
får vi sen i alla fall. Chappen gör kanske ändå precis dubbeln.
Oskar Eriksson trying this run back double. Nothing from the sweepers. And just misses it by an inch. So corner guard goes back up.
Ja, en tunn tredjedel.
Now there are several options. If you feel like you have too many opposing rocks in play, you can either hit the wide open one, roll to the middle, or roll to shot position. You can make a direct play at the two that are lying in the house, as Nicholas indicated, because I think they are visible now. You will probably not remove both of them, but one. Or if you feel really confident, you can come around it all, which I probably wouldn't recommend right now, because you don't need to take this risk.
Yes.
And that's what they are playing for. Get them both going. Oh wow! Really, they do both go. There was not much of a difference. There was not much of a distance between those two rocks. But what else should we expect from a team that's playing so well? Team Edin really on fire today.
Börja skippa.
Så mer än en fjärdedel tyckte jag i alla fall.
Ja, jag tänkte träffar vi det vi ser, då blir det nog bara järn, tänkte jag. Så jävla tajt avstånd liksom.
So the situation hasn't changed much. I truly feel like this end was kind of a waste for Team Walstad until now. I didn't feel like they really had a plan too far how to go about it. This corner guard idea and coming around corners and protecting with corners really didn't pay off. They had at least one chance where they could have had a better shot rock placed. Of course, Edin then took that guard away, but I think if you came around it and either the guard or the shot would have survived, you would have a reasonable chance at stealing, which right now you certainly do not have. And I think that in when you're in an 8th end game, in the 6th end, you're down 2, you cannot just miss an end with not really doing much. I think the tactics here did not work out the way they expected it to be.
Bra linje. Kom igen.
So now maybe they'll pay the price for it. This is the draw. I think they're aiming for freeze.
Halvsten kort om 10. Kom igen. Kom igen. Kom igen. Vi får skottet. Gärna till alla. Kom igen.
Sweepers are on it. Oh, it's just a couple of inches short. Of course, takes the right the yellow on the other side of the house out of the game, really, because it's going to be super tough to remove that. But they might still freeze to it in order to protect their shot. Or not, just go for the force and draw to the other side. Make sure that there is no double available. Or are they? They are. Well, if only I spoke any Scandinavian languages.
Till den nu. Fan, det är lurigt att få linjen om vi behöver sopa den också. Så det blir någon mellanting. Man försöker bara lägga mitt fot där så. Ligger han 2 så känns det som att kan ju gå på dubbeln lite grann. Ja. Man kan ju kanske vicka in egen kanske. Också bara för att få 1.
Yeah, so the draw to top 4 it is.
Kanske vi får dubbeln. 13-9.
This needs to stop. This needs to stop now. And this is too far. This gives Edin a fairly easy double takeout for 2. Not much distance, so he's got quite some margin. And scoring 2 here would definitely be devastating for Team Walstad.
Oh. Ja, rent. Oh, rent. Bra. Trolla in. Sundgren drar igenom i 2an först eller? Ska vi dra in? Ska vi dra in en ändå eller? 7-3. Dra in en eller? En håller rent kanske. Spela någon hård tick kanske. Ettan först så kan vi spela någonting. Försöka trycka ner den där zonen och rulla av. Och trycker vi in den på våran. Är okej också. Måste han lägga en bra gard för den här.
And as we already, or I already kind of expected, this team of Niklas Edin is really on fire. He makes his double, scores another 2, and this is really one-sided now. I do not see a way on how Stefan Walstad can score a multiple against Team Edin that is playing that well. Of course, always something can happen, and now with Hammer.
Nice.
The situation is always a bit different, so we're back to corner guards.
Försöka zonen och rulla ut med slagsten. Ja, typ en...
Behöver någon höga 11 skulle jag tro för att få en solid hack i dödzonen.
Ja. Sarg! Okej, fart! Bra! In emot. Det är fint.
11-7. Bra.
Det är frågan om vi bara drar igenom eller om vi drar in en till eller vad vi gör. Skadar att ha en till. Det är ju klart, missar vi guard så är det ju dåligt, men tappa i lägen så länge. Åh fan, men. Är det dumt att ha en till in i bordet eller?
Of course, scoring 3 would
Eller är det bara att dra igenom?
get him back into the game, but it's gonna be
Jag tycker det är lite
difficult.
sak. Jag är lite bra det här såklart. Ja, jag tycker...
Spela en clearing på en, träna.
And Nicholas Edin is not even gonna bother throwing this up. Being up 4, you might as well consider throwing away some rocks, because every rock that is in play can be used against you in one way or another. And so he's quite happy to throw that through, because if there's one thing he doesn't need to do anymore, then it's score.
Grums. Hiskelig sving.
På den dubbeln! Eller vill du ta den clean? Tar den tunt så är det en fjärdedel typ för att ta undersidan där så. Kan spela klippen här.
So now, do you play the double on the guards, or do you hit the rock in the house? I personally think you can try to guard double. If you roll out or roll into the house, that's absolutely perfect. If you only take one guard, at least you open up the rock. That's in the house, and as bad as this might look, it's not that big a deal. It was slightly over the T-line, so it could have been frozen too, and right now there is always something to hit for Team Edin. And even if this end is played out perfectly by the Norwegian team, and they might score a 2, that would still not be a huge deal.
Splitten som kommer i spel nu. Okay.
And from the neighboring sheet, as you might be able to see, if you look closely at the camera or at your screen, the game is over. 9-2, the likes of Peter de Cruz over Yannick Schwaller.
Bakhjala hela vägen tror jag.
Lite risk kommer
ingen mick.
Bakom den här.
Mickar nog bakom cornern. Så. Helgen.
And of course now it's even more difficult.
Fight slide.
The Norwegians will not get out of this without the Swedes making a major mistake. I think even with one major mistake, the Swedes might still get away with a blue eye, so to really come back there needs to be multiple missed shots, which is of course tough for the morale as well. If you're playing a final and you're so close to winning a tournament of this size, one of the biggest in Europe, it must be a little bit frustrating if you're down that much and you're having a team opposing you that is that strong, and we can only say that or we cannot say it out loud enough because Nicodine has been playing fantastically. As said, 1 out the A road. Also had a fair fight today in the semi-final, I would say, until one point in the game.
Rent. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ooh, and that's a bit unlucky, but at least the guard is gone. So of course no hesitation to come around the other corner guard again.
Gör en bra rundning där, bara chappa här va? Ja. Jag kan ligga skottet.
6. Linja bra. Håll igång. Håll igång på linja. Var fart. Var fart. Var fart. Switch. Switch.
Chappar vi, han drar en till. Drar han en där.
Flisas över skottet.
Ja. Är det 10 eller?
So now Nicholas Edin would like to set himself up
Han spelar i början.
for a double takeout by pretty much just hitting
Spelar en vanlig 10.
this rock that is almost
In på
spiking
locket, han
forward.
rundar, så kan vi
Just
lägga
right
nära
on the
gard
nose,
också.
maybe get a little inside roll,
Ja,
but
precis
only
halva
a
av
couple
den
of
bakom,
inches.
så han ska ändå göra en bra rundning.
And if the Norwegians ever hit it again,
Lite mer bara.
there might be a double opportunity for Nicodine to get them both out together and leave the Norwegians with nothing.
Wow, wow, försiktig. Rent, ja, ja, ja! Hårt! Hårt för att ligga kvar, kom igen, kom igen, kom igen, kom igen!
Sweepers are on it hard. Roll over. Well, it's not a disaster, definitely not.
High side.
This rock will have to be removed. Where to roll is the question.
Han gjorde någonting, lite grab.
If you ever roll open, so to the right hand side, to the left hand side, I'm sorry, Nicholas Edin will probably just have a shot at that single one. And you go home or get out of the end with 2. If you roll behind the guard, it's a bit tough to tell from the angle whether the other yellow rock is covered. If you get behind the guard, you might as well be able to pick as much as 3.
Guard eller frys på egen.
And that was not a takeout call, apparently.
Gard, låt han skjuta eller dra hit.
The broom placement fooled me again.
Lägga en här så måste han skjuta den
They were
yttre i alla
trying
fall.
for a draw,
Still att inte lämna ett
probably
hål.
freezing to the red one.
Det är Gard.
Alltså måste han skjuta lite så här va?
Inte hela insatsen på raka dubbeln.
Vi har haft här
Now
på
since
klippan
it's the
som
last
inte
rock,
riktigt har
it's
kallat på linan.
Nicholas Edin's
Kan
choice
fyra
to
bra.
turntables and just say, well, I'm lying in a good position, good shot position. I would like that one. If he steals now, this game will be conceded, I'm pretty sure.
Bra linje.
There is hardly a way around it.
Håll igång lite då. Ta den ganska nära om ni kan. Ta den nära om ni kan. Linjen är perfekt. Perfekt linje. Kalla. Kalla
So it
lite.
would just be a
Kalla.
guard.
Kalla.
If he buys a 12 foot,
Kom
it's
igen.
not a big
Ett hål
deal.
just nu. Kom
Båda
igen, kom
kör
igen.
ni! Båda
Just
kör
needs
nu!
to close the gap a little bit.
Järnet.
Hårt. Tvätt.
Bra. Och så
Maybe would have liked to hinder the run back, so the one that Stefan Walstad is showing now, or he will be trying to play. Would have been nice for that not to be possible, by just slightly curling around it, taking away all of that. But still, this is a difficult shot. This is, even though we've seen Nick Edin and his squad make a ton of them today and also during the weekend. It is never easy.
Det kommer bli ganska sunkla kås om man gör det.
Japp. Rent. Japp. Rent. Ja, rent. Japp.
And this one is perfect. So there's a deuce after all for the Norwegians. So 7-5 is the score.
Det blir så här. Man tar ju en sten som mjuka tejkar istället för att ta sten utanför liksom en 10 tejkar. Ligger man utanför halvträff och mjuk tejk så kommer den fan aldrig.
So Team Walstad will have to go hard for a double steal, or yeah, steal 2 in this next end. Some center cards needed. One just past the hog line and one as close to the house as possible, just so that they are not easily removed together.
Är det tunna?
Good shot there from Magnus Wahlberg.
För att få bort egen.
Wahlberg. I hope I pronounce this correctly. Seb, you can tell me if not.
Lite mer.
Sarg knappt. Riktigt. Hack. Bort med den. Hoppas den här missar.
And again, very nice soft peel there from Christopher Sundgren.
Ja, det gillar spelaren på. Hade nog gilla. Föreslog att spela på. Större chans att få bort egen. Mycket mindre risk att trycka in och ha en corner. En sten.
And we're back to corner guards. Well, maybe second time round it'll work out for them.
Klippa gul eller skjuta.
Ingen super in i spel igen.
Är det att skjuta den eller? Eller den?
Det kan vi göra på nästa. Om de drar in bakom den. Då har vi alltid någon att skjuta snett.
Så den nu eller?
Ja.
7.
Försiktigt, det är in out.
Vänta.
Ready in out.
Borde vara okej, men rent. Nice.
So now we're back to the hitting game for Nikitim and his team. Both guards are rather long guards, so I suppose you can still get around either of those and remove something. Now to come around the corner guard. But this will crash.
Kanske lite tjockare. Ja, kör den! Ja, den går att hålla rakt då. Kör den! Ja. Titta på halvt Alex. Sen källor på utanför.
just misses the double peel.
Står.
But still an acceptable result. One less rock to worry about. And if we play this through for Stefan Walstad to get to the extra end, he will have to come into the house, at least with his second last. Or he already does that now. And Nicholas Edin will always be able to remove one guard and then remove at least one of them in the house. So I think right now, try get rid of the guards. It's a sensible decision. Don't worry too much about the one in the house. This is definitely the easier shot. So Rasmus Vrana. Just gonna try and hit about a third of that. And he does just that. Lovely shot. Clears everything. Yeah, this is the point where you think, well, we need 2 straight misses from the Swedes. That is gonna be super difficult. Corner guard being thrown up again.
Jag tar garden, utsida.
What Edin is running might be an indicator that the time is a little bit low. Indeed, this playoff weekend, or let's just say today on Sunday, there is thinking time involved, 30 minutes per team for 8 ends. And of course you cannot let this time run out. And another one just crossed the hog line. So just keep removing the guards. Eventually, with his last one, Stefan Walstad will have to make a play into the house. And then you have a free hit for the win. This is basically what the game is all about. Get yourself into a position where you can win as easily as possible. And an open takeout where you don't even need to stick around is certainly one of the most favorable situations you could be in.
Bra fart att kliva upp på den här. Tar inte i så mycket från sparken heller. Kommer lite högre liksom. Han blir mer uppe, med mera vikten bakom stenen liksom. Ja, ser bra ut. Ser lätt ut.
Well, Zabi's world, it's thinking time, so the clock starts only when the opposing team gives way for the team to throw, and only lasts until the rock has crossed, I think, the T line on the throwing side. So that means if you play a draw that is not the 25 seconds, they are not part of your time. So there will be no clock running in between, but you will have to keep your discussions short. It's to avoid that people stand around and talk about a situation forever. So this is the way it is done here. Of course, there have been new thinking times introduced at the World Cup of Curling in China. I think there were, and I'm not sure, but I've heard that at the Grand Slam of Curling they were also used. That you have end thinking times, So that means that every end is timed differently, so you cannot save time during the course of a game. So when we're down to the last rock, really. And will it make the house? Yes, it does. Edin just gets ready to knock it right out. Sweepers are cleaning. Seem happy with it. And a hit and stick for a final score of 8-5 for Nicholas Edin. Nicholas Edin winning the 16th Swiss Cup Basel, here hosted at the Curlingzentrum Region Basel in Allesheim. Well, this is it from us, from the coverage. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for tuning in, for participating in the chat. I will leave the stream on for the moment because we might get some kind of celebration ceremony. For those of you who would like to see that, please stick around. And if not, then I wish you a lovely rest of your Sunday. And I hope that you tune in again next week when we have the Women's Masters Basel, the equivalent for the ladies, with 20 of the top world teams here in Basel again. Thank you a lot for tuning in. Have a nice Sunday and goodbye.
Mein Ding. Hashtag Mikrofon.
Lasagne parat gemacht, das ist ja mal wieder weit.
In the bar. Drinking a beer. Ja, je zou ook zeggen.